Hi, congratulations on your new RV. We're really excited for you. Please make sure before you're signing that you bring the following items with you. If you're a cash buyer, please make sure that you bring a cashier's check, no personal checks at time of signing, or you may bring actual cash. If you're a finance customer, please make sure that you bring proof of insurance listing your specific lien holder. If you need that information, please call us ahead of time. Also, make sure that you bring all valid driver's license of all persons that will be listed on the title. If you have a trade that you're trading in with us, please make sure that you bring your 10-day payoff as well as your title and all persons who will be listed on the title of that trade. Arrive 30 minutes early before your appointment time so we can properly inspect your unit, and also make sure that you have the fridge on and running prior to arrival. If you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call at 810-686-0710. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Hello, this is Mike with TradeWinds RV Center, here to congratulate you on your Jayco Eagle 312 BHOK fifth wheel. I'm here to walk you around it, show you how to use a few things to get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite. A few things to take into consideration when parking. On your campsite, you got a big slide, but you've also got an awning that comes out over top of that. Leave plenty of room for them to come in and out. On your off campsite, you got a couple of slides. But besides those slides, I also want you to think about where your power and water connections are going to be. Your power is going to be just in front of these tires. Then your docking station for water is going to be right behind the front on your off campsite or your driver's side of your tow vehicle. Once you arrive and unhook your hitch, first thing you do is level your unit. The unit comes with a power tongue jack. Night docking light should you arrive at night. Simply retract to lower and extend to raise. Now under this rubber stopper, should you lose power, underneath that rubber stopper, that hand crank right there can get you up and down if you lose power. Speaking of power, check your battery posts every now and then. Make sure those haven't wiggled loose over time. Once we got our unit level, next thing we're going to do is stabilize it. So to stabilize your unit, we're going to go up inside. So inside our unit here is our command center. You can get to this with your slides closed. But JCommand, before I go any further, I want you to download the BM Pro app. If you're savvy with apps, this is really cool. You can do almost everything that's on here from your phone. So touch the top here. That's going to light up your screen. This top one is also going to change you through different pages. Going to go back to this first page called Motors. In the motors, you got awnings, stabilizing jacks, and slides. We got our unit level. What we're going to do now is run our stabilizing jacks now. Get to my stabilizing jack, come over here to EXT for extend. As I run these down, I'm going to recommend stabilizing jack pads. Jack pads are going to protect the feet of your stabilizing jacks from dirt and debris and hot blacktop in summer. Better distribute the weight and protect the feet of your pads. Really good investment. Use your coupon, grab a 4-pack and run them down. Put them down underneath these and have someone watch them while you're running them down. Put your pads up underneath there. I'm almost to the bottom. You're only going to want to run these down until they're taut. Remember, our unit's already level. All we want to do at this point is stabilize them. So run them down the front, run them down the back. Got your unit level and stable. We can go ahead and hook up our power and water. Big long, I got a 30-foot 50 amp cord plugs in the side here. Where these new plugs go in is they will go into the left. Once they're in, turn it to the right to lock it, and then put your black washer in. At the end of that 50 amp service, should you need to plug into a 30, in your convenience pack will be a 30 to 15 dog bone, we call it, 50 to 30. And then if you need to plug into a 110, we got 30 to 15 adapter to throw on the end of that as well. Got your power hooked up. Let's hook up your water. Up here in our docking station. At campsites, we are going to hook up to city water connection. They made it real simple. They give you 2 knobs to turn and show you how to set it up right here. So at campsites, we're hooking up to city water. Blue to the right, green to the left. Grab your water pressure regulator. This water pressure regulator is going to reduce the water pressure to 40 to 50 psi. Protecting the lines in your unit. You don't know what the water pressure is at different campsites, so always use this. Hook that up. Hook up your hose. We got one more step. Just down to your right is going to be your hot water heater. All we're doing at this point, folks, make sure a drain plug's back in there. You may have left it out last time you were camping. That's got your anna rod on there. Throw some plumber's tape on there. It's an 1 1/8" socket. Get in there nice and snug. Once that's in there tight, you can go ahead and turn that hose on. Now, after that hose has been running for a while, we're going to go inside and open up all of our slides. Our unit's level and stable. Get our slides opened up. I want you to get inside and open up all of your water taps. Get a nice steady flow of water going through all your lines. Get all the air out of your lines. Then shut your taps off, and you'll know at that point that your water heater is full. Now, if for some reason your hot water heater doesn't work, seems to stop working, come out here and look to see if these are bubbled up. They are a reset button. They will bubble up here and just simply press them back in. And here's your pressure release valve. Now let's say we're going to go camping and we're going to go dry camping or boondocking. We're not going to use city water. We're going to fill up our freshwater tank. Well, in that case, we're going to take 2 steps. We're going to start by filling our tank by turning green to the left, blue to the bottom. Hook up the same way. Treat your hot water heater the same way. Go ahead and fill that tank. Now, the way to tell that's full is go on the inside, and where you check the levels of your black and gray tanks, there's also a button for your fresh water. Keep an eye on that. Once that's full, remove that hose. Then you'll switch from tank fill to dry camp. Now, whenever you want to utilize that water, you'll turn on your water pump. You can turn it on here, a couple places indoors, but that's when you'll utilize that. Remember, don't turn on that water pump and hooked up to the city water. That's already pressurized. All right, we're all set up with power and water, ready to camp. Let me go ahead and walk you around the rest of the unit. Continuing on this off-camp side. Big pass-through storage here. The spray port hose will hook right here for a hot and cold shower. You're prepped for solar up here. Plug in a solar panel there and that'll trickle charge your batteries. This is where you bypass your water heater. Simply turn it to bypass and then set to winterize. Then turn on your water pump and siphon in your antifreeze. Up here's your black tank flush. We'll talk about that when dumping our black and gray tanks. Here's where you plug in your cable and satellite, city water connection, sanitizing and winterizing. And again, here's where one place you can turn on your water pump. Black and gray tanks, a little convenient area to run your hoses down through so you can close your storage area. Got a low point drain right there. Again, our hot water heater. Underneath that, you've got a spot for your stinky slinky, your sewage hose. There's where your sewage hose will drain. Again, our power. Flue for your furnace. And our slide. These are access to the back of your fridge. You see those Solera slide topper things up there? Those are there if you ever decide to get slide toppers for those. That's where the tech would install those at. And the extra gray tank down here. Coming to the back, you got a ladder. Utilize it. Go up there a couple times a year. Check the seams of your roof and caulk as needed with recommended RV roofing caulk. So you have installed your backup camera, accessory hitch, another low point drain over here, our outdoor kitchen area, the lighting. You're prepped for a TV out here, 12 volt or 110, cable hook up there. 110 with GFCI reset, a couple USB ports. You also have the J port, just a big metal bar that slides in square there, has a landing for a griddle, and right there's your quick connect for that. On your awnings, you do have a pitch adjust. It's raining. You want the rain to all come this way. So if you pull down on that, that will tilt that away. Send all the rainwater this way. Down your campsite, a couple outdoor speakers. You got a step light, manual override for your spare tire. That's where you get your spare tire crank. There is a manual override on your power stabilizing jacks as well. I'm going to grab this hand crank that's got the slot in it. So you get up in there, and then you can run these down or up by hand. Up front, your propane does have a cover. Lefty loosey to open. Point this toward the tank you wish to be using. Coming back in here, your side mirrors or camera, excuse me. Here's your battery disconnect. That will disconnect all the battery power to the unit. That'll come important later when I talk about your carbon monoxide and propane detector. And that about covers everything out here. Let's go take a look on the inside. We're coming up inside the unit again. We'll go straight over to our JCommand control center. Touch up top, and I'm going to go through and go back up to that awning. On the awning, you only want to extend your awning until your black bar falls down and you can see your white flap. That will continue to run itself out past that point and start running itself up backwards if you don't keep an eye on it. So watch it when you run it out. Make sure you don't run it out further than you need to. As I run it in, again, you also have your stabilizing jacks, front and rear, and your 3 slides that you can control from here. Put that on the rest of the way in and continue our tour. Next page. This is our AC. Change the mode to on. Fan, furnace, cool. There's your AC. Off. Go through all that one for your AC and heat. Second AC, which is in the bedroom. Pairing your device. Once you get the app, there's where you check your tanks. There's where you watch that freshwater tank fill up. Here's where you turn on your water heater if hooked to gas, your water pump, and your water heater if hooked to electric. It does make a difference. That takes us through there. All lighting here. Talk about your island real quick. I want to show you your 12-volt carbon monoxide propane detector. The reason I mentioned that's 12 volts, it's always running off your battery. So if you are out dry camping, boondocking somewhere, and you're going to be gone for the entire day, use that battery disconnect to keep this running your battery down. You also have a 110 with GFCI reset in there. Go into your kitchen here. Turn on your television. Wherever you arrive, make sure you run through and do a digital channel scan to make sure you pick up the local channels. That's simply by going to menu and then going to channel select. Down below that, your sound system, AM, FM, Bluetooth. There's a remote for this as well. Bluetooth, radio, dual zone indoors or just outdoors or both. Nice sound system there as well. Down here, fireplace. Not just for looks anymore. I can go through and show you all the pretty colors. But if you're camping in early spring or late fall and it's chilly in the morning or evening, instead of using up your gas, crank the heat up on this electric fireplace and it'll get it toasty in here in no time. Self-explanatory microwave. Does have a light and a high and low fan. Cooktop. Glass top makes an excellent backsplash. Flip that back, turn on your panel light. Notice when you turn that to light, it turns red. Hit your spark, there's your flame. Do that for all 3 here real quick. And then show you, also, do it on the oven. Turn this to light, hit your spark, that will light your oven, and then just turn it to the desired temperature. No pilot light anymore. Rock that panel light down, it becomes an oven light. Automatic fridge. All your controls are simply right there. Over here to your coffee area. Down below there is going to be your breaker box and fuses. Looks like you got a handful of 15s in there, a couple 30s. Highly recommend having some of those with you when you go camping. 25s as well. Head back into our bathroom. A few things to mention in here. Turn on our lighting. Last one's going to be a fan. This one here is a hand fan there. When traveling, make sure that your glass shower doors are snapped open for travel. And you got a little plumbing to maintain. Mostly PEX nowadays. You are bouncing a house down the road. Make sure nothing's wiggled loose over time. Back into our master bedroom. This is a temperature reader. It helps the thermostat to work better. Of course, our lighting is here. Our second AC. You're prepped for a TV. Backer built right in the wall there for that. You have some storage under your bed as well. And individual side lighting. Lastly, we'll head back to our bunk area. Another temperature reader on the wall there. This helps your thermostat to be more proficient. Here's my lighting. You do have individual lighting. Show you quickly how to turn this sofa into a bed. Back cushion's removed. We just velcroed on there. Find it best to stand in the middle here. Lift it up. Hold your legs out. Pull it towards you. Lay your back down. And just that quickly, you've got another sleeping quarters. Now the biggest thing is make sure you lift the back up first. Otherwise you will damage your sofa by lifting the front up first. Jackknife this back down. Return our cushions and just that quickly we are back to a sofa. Up top, this will hold for your top bunk. I recommend traveling with this down. I think the sturdiness of having this down is going to be stronger than this piece in the wall. The storage here, more lighting, individual. And that about covers everything on the inside. Let's act like we're leaving the campsite and close the unit up. All your remotes will be right in here, or they should be. These are also recliners with your own lighting. So what I like to do is come to my control panel. One more thing I want to mention on here. Down here, number 1 is interior lights. Number 2 is exterior. Number 3 will do both. Another spot to turn on your water pump. And this will take you directly to your temperature so you can turn on your heater AC. So shut number 1 off. Now I can see any individual lighting that I need to walk through and shut off by hand. Looks like all the accent lighting is off. I'll come back to hit number 1 and say doors and drawers. Walk through your unit, make sure all our doors and drawers are closed. Nothing's going to impede your slides from coming in. Go to our motors page, go down to slide number 1, and we're going to hit retract as soon as I close this door. Nothing's in the way of your slides from coming in. One more door to close. Let's close it up. Retract, slide number 1. That's going to be the one to my right. Main kitchen slide. See how those utilize every inch. So make sure nothing's in the way. Go back to motors. Slide number 2. Retract. Doing our bunk room slides, so that's going to take a minute. And usually when it's quieter, you'll hear it come in. Slick slide number 3. This will be the one right behind me here. Step out of the way. Keep your hand on it. Alright, once our slides are in, now we got to bring up our stabilizing jacks. So stay on motors, retract our stabilizing jacks, bring up our stabilizing jacks, unhook our power, our water, our cable. Listening for it to be up. Alright, they're up. Leaving the unit. On these steps, you want to make sure your stereo door is all the way open. Otherwise, this will catch on it coming in. You also have adjustable feet, just simply by pressing up on this and move your leg where you want it. Before you leave your dump station, lock and deadbolt this door. I say that in case you want to go inside and check the levels of your tanks as you're dumping. At the dump station, park accordingly. Both of your dumps are going to be right here toward the front. That's going to be your black and gray. We got extra gray in the back. If we are all boondocking, get up underneath these tires, dump that freshwater tank. Got any water in your freshwater, dump that there. At the dump station, take your hose, hook it up, come up here and pull our black holding tank. That's going to be your sewage. Once it sounds like that's no longer draining, go inside, look and make sure your black tank is empty. If it is, leave this handle open, grab the hose at the dump station, hook up to this tank flush, and let that run for a good 5 minutes. That's going to wash all that nastiness out of your black tank. When it's done, close that up. Make sure all that washout water that you put in there has drained. Then when your black tank is empty, close that and pull your gray. Now your gray is going to be cleaner water, it's your sinks and your showers. When that one's done, go ahead and close that. Now it's empty, close it up. Come all the way to the rear and pull this gray tank. Again, they're going to be cleaner water, sinks and showers. They'll clean your sewage hose out for you. When you're done, take this sewage hose and conveniently and sanitarily store it right in there. While you're there, go ahead and dump all your low point drains. You got one here. We've already done our fresh water, done our gray water. You got one more low point over here. Get up underneath there and dump those. And then lastly, if you're done for the season, you want to dump your hot water heater. Come on up here, lift up on this pressure release valve. Now it's going to dump hot water out of there, so be careful. When that's done, then you can remove your drain plug and head on home. Again, thank you guys so much for your purchase. Hope you enjoy this Eagle for many years to come. Happy camping.